What's up, guys? Today I'm going to share with you why I'm an auto broker and what I do, what makes me tick. Like, why did I get into this business and why I like doing it and how it makes me feel. Most of the time when you're talking to people, they have questions about why would you work with an auto broker? Why would you do business with an auto broker instead of going to a dealer by yourself? Those are all valid questions. But I think what's most important to me is why I'm actually doing this and why it changed my life. And so I hope you like this video. Share with me your thoughts in the comments. And if you're trying to become an auto broker, I hope this helps you out. Let's get started. Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to start with a quick story about how I got into this crazy business. And it might not be what you think. Like, honestly, most of the time, I'm the least educated person in the room. And what that means, when I got out of high school, I went to college for a year and did not do well at all. And I was not invited back to college. So I ended up joining the US Army. And, that was what changed my life. That's what got me focused and pushed into the right direction to become a man and also to become someone that was responsible and respectful. And it gave me a purpose. So those 4 years in the military, going to war, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, coming back, surviving that, and then it changed me as a person. School was just not for me. It just is something I think that us parents miss sometimes. School isn't for everybody. There's plenty of paths to get from point A to point B. And sometimes we just have to nurture those paths instead of forcing them one way or the other. And unfortunately, for my generation, all of our parents just saw one way. We got to go to college, you got to become a postman or work for UPS. If you guys are older in my age, you know what that means. Those are like the kings of society when I was a kid. But that didn't work out for me. I had to take a path that was less traveled, and thankfully, I did because that's what ended up bringing me the answers I needed as a human being. So, what happened was I got out of the military and I could not get hired anywhere because I didn't have a piece of paper that says I was qualified to do anything, even though I was a very qualified person at that time from coming out of the US Army. So, since I couldn't get hired, there was a section in the marketplace that was hiring, and that was sales jobs. If you know what I'm talking about, like sales people are always needed, and every ad I looked at in the paper at that time was looking for salespeople. I had no interest in being a salesperson. I did not want to do sales. I'm a natural introvert. Really didn't want to do it, but I had to live and I needed to make a living to eat. So I took a sales job. I landed a job at a Honda dealership and I ended up staying in that position for 5 years. So, what does that have to do with being a broker? Well, that 5 years at that dealership taught me that if you didn't like Hondas, we were enemies. I had to find a way to close you and put you into a Honda, or there was just nothing else to talk about. And I did not like the way that made me feel at the end of the day after 5 years. So I transitioned over into becoming a broker in 1998. And it was just crazy just trying to figure out that universe. But what I found, one of the biggest reasons I do this is because I can just genuinely help you make the best decision about the vehicle you should be driving based on your budget, based on the needs you have. Maybe it's because of back pain, maybe it's because X, Y, or Z. It doesn't matter, but we can seriously focus on what your needs are instead of trying to sell you a Honda. Anybody out there will argue that Hondas are the most reliable cars out there. They have the best resale value. They have a lot of check boxes that they check, but they're not for everybody. And it was difficult getting through that and becoming a broker where I could actually offer you whatever was available on the planet. Very liberating if you're following me. So that's how this journey started. And now I'm going to tell you two more things about exactly why I do this and how I help people and why I want to keep doing it. So the first of the two things is that there's never any high pressure sales in this particular position. You can choose to be a high pressure salesman if you want to. What I have found that works best for me and my personality is building relationships with people. and actually understanding what they need when they're looking for a car. Not talking about what I need or what I need to sell, but focusing on what their actual needs are. How many kids do you have? What do you use your car for most of the time? How many miles are you driving a year? How many trips are you going to take this vehicle on every year? Um, how old and you can figure these things out by asking people questions, right? How old is your car now? How many miles were on it when you purchased it? It's a little difficult to figure out, but if you dig deep enough, people can find their paperwork from 5 years ago, and then you can figure out exactly how many miles you've driven over the last 5 years. These things are important to people, and they don't realize it until they sit down and start thinking about it. What cars fit in your budget? You know, I think most people think they know, but once they sit down with me, we can actually educate you and show you there's probably 5 or 6 cars that fit within your budget. And based on your needs, which are very unique, this is the one that fits you the best. So that's the first reason I wanted to share with you guys is uh, why I do this and what I can provide for people and why I talk about this stuff on my channel. The second thing is why I'm going to continue to do this. And this is something for you aspiring entrepreneurs out there. Listen, you hear people talk about falling in love with what you do or find something to do that you love and you'll never work a day in your life. I heard that a lot and I thought it was important. And I was like, that's really cool. I need to find something I love. And then I listened to Chris Rock on Netflix and he said, yeah, that works as long as the thing that you fall in love with, they're hiring and you can get paid doing it. If they're not hiring, all the love in the world isn't going to put money in your pocket. So I put a little spin on it. I found out that I liked this job. I got good at it. And then I found things about it that I could fall in love with. And that wakes me up every day because I know I'm helping people. The confidence that I have when I'm talking to you about a car is because I know I'm helping you. Very simple. Not because I know I'm selling you. You can find something that you love or fall in love with some aspect of your position or your entrepreneurial journey that will keep you getting up every day. That's a message I hope resonates with somebody out there because it took a long time for me to figure that out, like a decade. But once I figured it out, that's the reason why I'm going to be here all the time. That's the reason why I'm not going to stop. That's the reason why I don't even talk about retirement. I don't want to retire. It's not if I can retire. I am putting things in place for that to happen. I don't want to. I love doing this. I'll do it for free. It's just part of my DNA at this point in time. So that's another thing I wanted to share with you guys about this broker business. If you stayed with me this long, thanks for joining me today. I want to invite you to free Zoom calls that I do if you want to enter this business every Thursday. All you got to do is comment with me, let me know you want to be in. We'll get an email out to you and get you set up so that you can join the Zoom call on Thursdays. Have a great day, guys.